is Mama Mac's headroom. And what you are about to witness is one of the most sinister pre-show speeches in the history of the Marlin Patch Theater. So listen up, because these are the rules that you must follow. Yes, you. Yes, you. Yes, mainly. These are indeed the rules. First, I want you to pull out your cell phones from wherever you have them and mute them. So, rule number 2. In the unlikely event that you need to exit the building, you must use the doors that you came in through. Don't use the door to your left. That one's off limits. And if you do, you will be punished. Okay? Good. And now for the final rule, I must let you know that no food can be brought into the auditorium. You can bring in drinks that are covered and have a straw, but no food. We're very serious about that. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy Overdue Bills.
Hello. My name is William Cody Shields III, and I'm the narrator of this story. And the reason I'm the narrator of the story is because it's my story. It's how my life changed in the summer of 1984. Now, I may have some friends and relatives that quibble with the details of this story. I never said that, or it didn't exactly happen that way, but none of that matters. It's because it's my story, and it's how I remember it. And this is the house I grew up in. And as near as I can recall, it's pretty close to how it was. I lived here with my mom, my dad, my sister Elizabeth, who is the epitome of every 17-year-old girl in 1984. And over there is my grandpa, the original William Cody Shields. He's whom I'm named after. Everybody calls my grandpa Bill, my dad is Will, and everybody calls me Cody. I don't remember how old he was back then, but he seemed like he was older than dirt. He lived with us, but he mainly sat there and didn't say anything. Things were different in '84. I know it doesn't seem that long ago, but the world was a different place back then. A much different place. Take television, for example. Cable TV was around, but we didn't have it. We had 3 stations: ABC, NBC, CBS. No Fox TV. It wouldn't be invented for another 2 years. No ESPN, and no MTV. And in '84, no one owned a VCR to watch movies on, which made sense since there wasn't any video stores yet, at least not rivaling. It'll be another 3 years before the first Blockbuster opened up at the Kmart shopping plaza. And I know this is really hard to believe, but no one I knew owned a computer. I mean, nobody. Well, there might have been someone who I knew that maybe used it for work or business, but none of my friends had access to a computer. To me and my friends, a computer was a futuristic device that the government used to run NASA. Not something we would play games on in our living room. And in '84, no cell phones. Hell, there wasn't even pagers back then. Everyone I knew had one phone in their house. It either sat on a wall or was on a desk, and you had to pick up the handheld receiver, and it was connected to the base with a long squiggly cord, and how far you could wander was dependent on how long that cord was. Now, I don't want to make it sound like we lived in caveman days. We had some pretty cool stuff back then. Our music and stereos were pretty awesome. And I listened to mainly rock stations back then, and I had it made up in my mind that I was going to be the next Eddie Van Halen, except I didn't own a guitar or knew how to play one. So my backup plan, I was going to be the next David Lee Roth instead. My friends and I, we go down to the mall, to the arcade, and play Frogger and Pac-Man. You know what? I argue that things were much cooler back then than they are today, because we didn't have computers or cell phones. We had to go outside and play. When we weren't wandering around being mall rats, we were playing ball in a field near our home. We were riding bikes. We were building forts in the woods. We had fun. That's how my life was like in 1984.
Whoa! Free at last, free at last. Praise the Lord, I'm free at last.
And speaking of 1984, there I am. I was 14 at the time. It was my last day of middle school. I had one more summer vacation to go before starting high school. Hence my jubilation and overly dramatic expression of freedom. I say overly dramatic because it's not overly dramatic when you're a kid. That last day of school, the first day of summer vacation, is a really monumental moment for a kid. What comes around once a year, like Christmas or Halloween, but even bigger when you're a kid. That meant 3 whole months of not getting up at the crack of dawn to catch the bus. No more classes, no more homework, no more teachers. Each and every day dedicated to sleeping in, playing with your friends, and going wherever you want, whenever you want. Within reason, of course. Some kids' parents put a leash on them. Some longer than others. And I went through enough summer vacations to know how long my leash was. I knew the limits of my wandering were the size of my development, which was really large and full of friends and things to do. I knew I had to be back home in time for dinner, and then afterwards we could go outside again and do what we wanted to until dark, which during the summer was usually 9, 9:30, 10 if I wanted to push it. The world was big enough for me back then, and that last day of school there felt like an eternity of free time and adventure stretched out in front of me, just waiting to be had. But that moment of jubilation, I didn't realize that the summer of 1984 wasn't going to be like all the others. Not at all.
School's out for the summer. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. School's out forever. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Hey, Grandpa, I'm home. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Oh, man. No school for 3 months. This is going to be the bomb diggity. What to do first? Hey Pete, how are you, man? Yeah, I know, I just saw you 5 minutes ago when we got off the bus. Take a chill pill, Farface. I just want to see where you want to go on our first day of summer vacation. No, I do not want to go down to the arcade and see if Shelby Richards is there. She has such a big bag. What do you see in her anyway? Man, you're the biggest horn dog I know. Righteous. So anyway, I was thinking maybe tomorrow we could go down to the mall. It's Saturday and everyone's going to be there. And maybe today we could ride down to Jimmy's, and then maybe go by the creek in the woods where the big tree is and hang that new rope swing we were talking about.
Get off the phone, Squirt. I'm expecting a call from Justin.
Excuse me a second. Hey, I was on here first, Lizard Breath, and me and Pete are trying to decide what we want to do on our first day of summer vacation.
Screw you, you little nerd place. High school's done next Tuesday, so don't act like you're all tubular and rattled. Now get off the phone. Brody.
Hey, I'm telling Mom.
You've got 5 minutes, Leno, so make it quick before I start spazzing out here.
Hey, Pete. Yeah, sorry about that. My jerk-off sister hanging up on me. She needs to take a chill pill. Yeah. So, what were we saying before we were so rudely interrupted?
Hi kids, we're home. Hello Bill, how was your day? Cody, get your feet off the coffee table. Is your sister here? Elizabeth, are you here?
Here, Mom.
So, they had a sale today on Folgers freeze-dried crystals down at the supermarket. It was buy one, get one free. Oh, that was just a deal I couldn't turn down. And they say in those commercials that it's just as good or even better than the real coffee. They give it to people in restaurants, and they don't even know the difference. Cody, who are you talking to?
It's Pete, Mom. We're trying to decide where we want to hang out.
Oh, that's right. It's the last day of school. Well, tell Pete to tell his mother hello for me.
Did you hear that, Pete? My mom said for you to tell your mom that she said hello. He told her, Mom.
Good God Almighty, did you look at these bills? The power company, the water company, here's one from the doctor. It's like these bills never stop.
Bills are a part of life, Will. I don't think they're going to stop coming anytime soon.
Sears. Here's one from Montgomery Ward. We have got to stop using those credit cards, Eileen. Oh, here's one from Cody's school. Well, here's a couple for you, Dad. And here's one to buy Encyclopedia Britannica. Yeah, like that's going to happen.
William Cody Shields III, you hang up that phone immediately and get your butt over here, young man.
But, Mom, I'm on the
I
phone.
said hang the phone up now. Hang it up and get over here.
Hey, Pete, I gotta go. I don't know. I just gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Keep digging, Watson.
Have a seat. Do you know what this is? This is a letter from your school. Do you know what it says? According to this, you checked out 3 library books back in February, specifically Lord of the Flies, Moby Dick, and Treasure Island. And according to this, you never returned these books. Is that correct?
No, they just disappear.
Disappeared. Cody, books don't just disappear.
And
Those
why?
ones did.
And why these 3 books? The only thing I ever see you read are comic books.
Well, we had to do a book report for English, and the teacher had a list of books she wanted us to pick from, and I thought that those 3 sounded like the coolest, so I checked them all out to see which one I wanted to do my report on. But then they disappeared.
Where did you have them?
Well, I know I brought them home from school in my backpack, and I think I took them out of my backpack and put them on my dresser, but I might not have taken them out. I don't know. Maybe they fell out of my backpack.
Out of your backpack. You can't be irresponsible like that. That's very irresponsible, young man.
I know. I'm sorry.
There's more. According to this, if we don't return the books, we'll have to pay for the books, or Cody will be held back a year in school. And the books come to $38.
$38? What the hell were they? Priceless first editions? Signed by the authors or something?
I doubt it, but according to this, we either pay for the books or Cody has to repeat the 8th grade.
Oh my God. Well, that's it. You're going to have to pay for some books, young man.
I don't have $38.
What, you think I do? You think I can go to the magical money tree in the backyard and pick $38 off of it? Well, then I guess you're going to have to repeat the 8th grade.
What? Mom,
We can't have the boy repeating 8th grade, Will. Having him in school next year will cost us more than $38.
So what are we going to do?
Well, we're just going to have to figure out a way to pay it. We'll just figure it out somehow.
thanks, Mom. I'm really sorry.
I'm sure you are, but sorry is not going to be good enough, young man. You are going to be punished. You need to learn a lesson that you won't forget.
I say we ground him. For the entire summer.
What?
I have to agree with your dad on this one.
What?
Grounding you for the entire summer will teach you a lesson that you won't soon forget. So, there'll be no going outside to play and no friends over. You stay in this house for the entire summer vacation. The only time you can leave this house is if it's to go somewhere with us.
Can I talk on the phone at least?
What do you think? I mean, it might not be a good idea not to let him use the phone. It could be an emergency. There could be a medical emergency with Dad.
Okay, the phone is okay for now. Just don't be tying it up all day. We'll see how that goes.
If you abuse the privilege, you'll lose it.
Actually, having someone here with Bill might not be a bad idea after all. Elizabeth's going to be working at her job at the Gap all summer, and she won't be here if anything were to happen to Bill. So he's getting older, and he seems to be losing touch with reality a little bit. I think this might be better all around.
For everybody but me.
Hey, you brought this on yourself, young man. You have nobody to blame but yourself.
And it won't be so bad. You get to hang out with your grandfather and watch TV and listen to music all day. You might find that you like it.
Oh, geez, I just forgot. I left groceries in the front seat of the car. The last thing we need right now is have groceries sit out there and spoil all night. Like we can afford to replace them.
Let me help you. I have some papers I need to bring in from work, too.
be that bad. You get to stay at home and hang out with your grandpa and watch TV. You might find that delightful. What you talk about, Willis?
And just like that, my first day of summer of freedom turned into summer in prison, all because of some overdue bills.
Okay, I've got to get going back to work or I'm going to be late getting back from lunch and I'll hear about that from Mr. Sellers. Cody, remember that you're being punished, so there's no going outside and no friends over under any circumstances. Do you hear me, young man?
Huh. Yeah, Mom. I won't go out and no friends under any circumstances.
And don't be tying the phone up all day. If I call here and all I get all day long is a busy signal, you'll lose that privilege too.
I won't. Not bad.
I have to go back to work now, Bill, but Cody's going to be here with you all day today. So if you need anything, just ask. Like if you need something to eat or help going to the bathroom, don't be afraid to ask, okay?
Okay.
It's just my mom. Sorry.
Cody is being punished, so he's not allowed to go outside or have any friends over. So if he does, you let us know, okay? You're going to be like the prison guard for us, Bill. So if he breaks any of the rules, you let us know, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I've got to get going. You boys have a good day. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye, Mom. So, Pete, you gotta describe this new game to me again. It's called Tetris? Oh, man, that sounds like the shiznits. Can't wait till I can play that. Yep, sounds like it's gonna be the whole summer, man. Mom and Dad totally spazzed out when they got that letter from the school. Yeah, it's only been a couple of days so far, but it already feels like it's been a month. No, there's nothing to do. Well, there's reruns of Facts of Life with different strokes on in the morning until 11. But after that, it's just news and stupid soap operas until everybody gets home. Yeah, it sucks to the max. Wait. What movie did you guys say you wanted to see this weekend? Ghostbusters or Karate Kid? Man, that's cool. I knew you got things to do. Thanks for talking to me anyway. This is like the high point of my day. Yeah, that's how bogus my life is right now. Well, you have a great time. Later days and better lays. Keep digging, Watson.
Did I ever tell you that I met John F. Kennedy?
What? Who?
John F. Kennedy. He was the President of the United States.
I know who he is. You met him?
Yes, I did.
Where?
It was the early 60s. I was working for General Wheeler, who was the Chief of Staff over all of the military at the time. And I was his right-hand man. Anytime he needed something done, he would look at me and say, "Bill, make that happen." And I would make it happen. Well, it was around Christmas time, and the President was scheduled to come speak to the troops, and somehow nobody had remembered to have a platform built for him to stand on. So General Wheeler came to me and said, "Bill,
I need a platform built for the president, and I need it done by tomorrow morning. And I said, consider it done, sir. I got all of the men together, and we worked all night long building that platform for President Kennedy. I just barely got the last nail in when he arrived. And as he walked over to the steps, he saw me standing there with my hammer in my hand, and he said, "Did you build this platform, soldier?" And I said, "Yes, Mr. President, I did." And he looked at it, and he said, "What's your name, soldier?" And I said, "Sergeant Bill Shields, sir." And he looked at me and said, "Good job. I like you, Bill." And I looked at him and said, "I like you too, Mr. President." Less than a year later, he was dead.
Well, that was kind of cool, I guess. Just meeting him, not the whole him dying part.
That's right.
What are you doing here?
I live here. Wastoid. Just because I'm not here 24/7 like you doesn't mean I booked it.
Tag your face, hair bearer.
Bite me, Narvo. You're just jealous because I can come and go as I please, and you're stuck here all day playing couch potato with Grandpa. That's why you're booked.
Oh, bird. You're mental. I'm having a great time here with Grandpa. Isn't that right, Grandpa?
That's right.
Yeah, we're just hanging out, watching TV, just chilling. You gotta go work at the big mall every morning. You're the one who's jealous.
Totally. I'm absolutely crunchy to the max. I don't get to spend all day with my grandfather watching reruns and soap operas. Nice try. Come on, Justin. My room's back here.
Right behind you, babe. Where are you guys going?
We're going to my room to study.
Yeah.
Yeah, study.
You know, I was only mildly buying the whole we're studying thing the last time you guys used it like a couple months ago. But your school year ended 3 days ago.
That's right, kid, it did. That doesn't mean we don't have other things we can't study.
Hey, listen, Brett, aren't you supposed to be at your job at the Gap? You told Mom you were starting this morning.
Well, I got it wrong, okay? It turns out I don't actually start until this weekend. That's what Mom and Dad don't eat some no facts.
Seriously, Elizabeth, they're going to be soon to find out that you and Justin were alone in your room together, even if you really were studying.
Well, they don't need to know about it, do they? You better not knock on me. I'm serious.
I'm not saying nothing. It's your funeral if you get caught.
And you won't say anything either, right, Grandpa?
That's right.
Come on, babe. Got some study.
Oh, somebody's out the teacher.
Gag me with a spoon.
I suppose you probably think this is cause for a little celebration of some kind.
Well, maybe divorce is your idea of a party, Jack. Certainly isn't mine.
Why not? You managed to do okay for yourself.
You mean the settlement?
If I were you, I think I'd
Okay, I can't take any more of that, Pat. Fine. If I have to be trapped here all day, I'll just listen to music the whole time.
Thank you.
Please pick up. Of course he's not home. Why would he be? It's summer vacation. He's out there having fun. Like every other freaking kid on the planet. Every other freaking kid but me. This is the pits. Music it is then. Even Alice Cooper is mocking me. I can't take it anymore. Somebody just shoot me and make it end. Please, God. I know I don't pray or go to church anymore or any of that crap. But please help me. Please. I promise I'll do better. Please. Hey. Hey. Grandpa?
Do you want to play checkers?
What?
I said, do you want to play checkers?
What?
Play checkers. Do you want to play checkers with me?
With you?
Yes, with me. Jesus Christ, either my English has gone to shit, or you can't hear worth a damn.
I can hear this fine. Just caught me off guard, that's all. And no, I'm trying to play checkers.
Fine. Seemed pretty desperate a few seconds ago.
I didn't even think you could even.
Didn't think I could what?
Well, that you were able to. Never mind. Look, checkers is like a little kid's game.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's like something you play when you're like 6.
So it's too easy for you?
Yeah, all you do is jump your men around, you get to the other side of the board, and you yell, "King me!"
It's harder than you think.
Well, maybe for you, Grandpa, but my friends and I play video games. Dig Dug, Galaga, Frogger, Pac-Man. I know you don't know what those are, Grandpa, but trust me, they are way harder than checkers.
Fine. Search yourself. You can go back to flopping around on the furniture and the floor like a fish out of water, complaining that you don't have anything to do if you want to. No sweat off of my ass.
Checkers, huh?
You're very astute.
Sure, what the heck. Now, you're not going to get all mad and crazy or anything if I beat you, are you?
Do you want red or black?
I'll take red, I guess.
Good choice. Red gets to go first.
See? I'm winning already.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'll go here. That was quick, Grandpa. You sure you don't want to take your time and think about it a little? Alright, then I'll go there. You really ought to think about this, Grandpa. You put your man right where I can jump him. You sure you're not going to get all mad and crazy? What the fudge just happened?
Are you sure you're not going to get all mad and crazy if I beat you?
Oh my gosh. You just kicked my butt 5 games in a row.
Yep, I win again.
It's freaking embarrassing.
Why is that embarrassing?
Because you're so old.
Sometimes old and wise goes together.
I guess. I mean, until a couple of hours ago, I didn't think you understood anything we were saying around here.
Oh, I understand more than I let on.
Yeah, no duh about that.
Well, let's call it a day on checkers for today. We can do it again tomorrow if you'd like. I think I heard your mother pull up into the driveway a few minutes ago anyway.
You heard Mom pull up? I didn't hear anything.
Hi, everyone. I'm home. How was your day? So I picked up Kentucky Fried Chicken on the way home from work because I forgot to take anything out of the freezer to thaw before I left this morning. This is easier anyway. No cooking, less pots and pans to clean up afterwards. Your father's picking up Elizabeth on his way home, so they should be right behind me. Cody, can you help me set the table for dinner, please?
Hey Mom, guess what? Grandpa and I played checkers all afternoon.
Really? Well, isn't that nice, the two of you playing checkers together? Cody says that the two of you played checkers today, Bill. Was it fun? Did the two of you have fun?
That's right.
Why are you screaming in his face?
Because he's old and he doesn't really understand what's going on, dear. Isn't that right, Bill?
That's right.
See?
No, Mom. Grandpa isn't stupid. He understands everything you say.
I didn't say he was stupid, Cody. I said he was old.
Well, he's not old either. He knows what you're saying to him.
What do you mean he's not old? Your grandfather's 72 years old, Cody.
Hey, I don't mean he's not old. I know that he's old, but he knows what you're saying to him. Tell her, Grandpa.
That's right.
Oh my God, is that fried chicken I smell? Oh, that smells good and I am starving.
Like, oh my God. Like, where's the beef?
It's chicken, Elizabeth.
It's a saying, okay, Mom? Like, I'm so hungry. I could scarf down an entire cow right now.
It's chicken, Elizabeth, not beef. Chicken!
Dad, I don't care what it is, okay? I'm in desperate need of drainage at the moment. God, it gets me.
It's time for dinner, Bill. Do you need help getting to the table?
That's right.
We're having chicken. You like chicken, don't you?
That's right.
So, Elizabeth, how do you like your job so far down at the blue jean store?
It's mostly fantabulous. I mean, most of the new grads are totally chippy and prime out. And the best part is that as one of the co-gappers, I get the 15% off. So you can expect me to be styling in the very near Futurama. Very trendy. And most of my co-gappers are super awesome in yard too. It's like a nice mix of Stellas and Bettys and punkers and new waves and mods. It's like we totally cover the entire spectrum of chick flicks, you know? Although there's not a Tony in the bunch, which is a good thing. And there's some jocks that are there for the stalking, but it's like they know that it's the eye thing to bring them in and make the sales. Oh my God, and one of the stalkers is a total Subway Duray named Marcus, who is like a total Duran Duran wannabe, but with like a flock of seagulls cuckoo. I would totally be squeezing on him if it weren't for the fact that Justin and I are totally tight and good for each other. So, it's all cool. If there was one downside, it would be we have to constantly be scoping for any mall maggots that want to enact any 5-finger discounts. And that and some of all the older uppity posers who have this whole, the customer is always right, so bow down before me kind of attitude they want to exemplify on me. And I'm like, you best step up, homie, before my boy toilet is snuff and eye candy in your face. Which, actually didn't go very well with Mr. Jameson, the store manager. But I told him the Narbo was unnecessarily up in my grill, so what was I supposed to do? So, he was fine with it, I think. Plus, it only happened that once. But, yeah, so far so good on the employment front.
I have no idea what she just said.
I listened to that same spiel all the way home and I didn't understand it the first time either. On hearing it the second time though, I think I'm starting to get it. So, Elizabeth, the job's going well and you like it?
Correctamundo, Papa-san.
Hey, Dad. Is there any way that we could please get cable television and you get like 100 channels and Pete and Jerry and Marty and all the guys I know have it. Everyone I know has to except us.
If your friends jumped off of a bridge, would you do it too?
Yeah, they all jumped off the bridge and then came back up and told me how awesome it was. You get that ESPN sports channel with cable TV, Dad. You love sports.
I do. And I get to watch it for free every weekend on ABC. It's called Wide World of Sports. Doesn't cost me a penny.
Please, I'm stuck here all day and there's nothing on TV to watch and I'm slowly going insane.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there's something on all 3 channels from the crack of dawn until they play the Star Spangled Banner when they sign off at night.
There's nothing good.
Cody, you're being punished. Why wouldn't we pay for cable TV so you can sit around and have fun all day? You're not supposed to feel like you're in a country club.
I'm telling you, why would people pay for cable television when you can get TV for free anyway? Mark my words, this cable TV scam is never going to last. I mean, people are paying, what, 30 bucks a month for television when they have it for free?
Cable TV's been around for like 4 or 5 years now, Dad. Everyone I know has it except us. I don't think it's going away anytime soon.
Tell you what, why don't we go take some water from the spigot, put it into little plastic bottles and sell it to people? We'll get rich! People aren't going to pay for something they can get for free.
That's right. That's why a woman should wait until marriage to have sex. Nobody's going to buy a cow if they can get the milk for free. That's what my mother used to tell me. You remember that, Elizabeth.
You wouldn't buy a pair of shoes without trying them on first.
A woman is not the same thing as a pair of shoes.
We're not the same thing as a cow either.
You can't get milk from a pair of shoes. What?
Well, to be fair, Eileen, we didn't wait.
Well, that was different.
How is that different?
I don't think any of our friends waited either. Maybe the super Christian ones did, but nobody.
You're not helping well. Do as we say, not as we did. Let's change the subject. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm starting to get a little bit worried at work.
Worried? About what?
Well, the other day, Mr. Bryant was on the phone talking to his boss at the corporate office, and I was sitting outside at my desk, and the door was open. Sounded like they were talking about closing the office.
Closing the office?
Well, I don't know that for sure, but it sounded like they were definitely closing some office somewhere. Nobody else seemed to be worried about it afterwards, and Mr. Bryant didn't say anything, so I don't know. Maybe they're closing a different office. Who knows? Maybe they're closing another office and bringing the people from that office over to our office. I don't know. I really couldn't tell from what I could hear.
I sure hope so. I mean, we're doing okay now, but if one of us lost our jobs, that would really hurt. All the more reason why we are not getting cable television.
Hey, fine.
Bill, wake up, Bill. You fell asleep. You want to go lay down and take a nap?
That's right.
Cody, help your grandfather to the bedroom. I'm finished anyway. Elizabeth, help me clear the table. Cody, you can help wash the dishes after you're finished with your grandfather.
Wake me up before you go, to leave me hanging all night with no good. Wake me up before you go, don't wanna miss it when you hit that high. Wake me up before you go, 'cause I'm not planning on going solo. Wake me up before you go, take me dancing tonight. I wanna hit that high. Yeah, yeah. You put the gray skies out of my way. You make the sunshine brighter than the darkest day. Turn the bright spark into a flame. My beats burning and never been the same. 'Cause you're my lady, I'm your fool. Makes me crazy when you act so cruel. Come on, baby, let's not fight. We'll go dancing, everything will be alright. Wake me up before you go, don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo. Wake me up.
Hello? Hey, Pete. How are you, man? Yeah. Wait. Hold on. Wait. What movie did you guys just go see anyway? Karate Kid, right? Yeah, thought so. So what's the thing he's doing in the commercials where he's got his arms up like one of those birds down by the pier when they're drying the wings? What's all that again? Oh, that sounds so badass. And what was playing in the other theater again? Gremlins, right? Yeah. I want to see Gremlins more than I do Karate Kid. Well, from what you just told me, Karate kid sounds pretty awesome too. Remember before the movie theater was a duplex, when it was just one movie at a time, and either you saw that or you didn't see anything at all? I'm so glad that that's ancient history. Let me tell you, Pete, duplexes are the future of the movie theater industry. That's cool. You have a good time. Yeah. Keep digging, Watson.
Oh, that sucked.
What?
I spent the last 20 minutes working on the egg I ate for breakfast. That thing must have been ancient or something.
Yeah, I heard you. Sounded like you were puking up your shoes.
That's what it felt like, too.
On the bright side, it made me lose my appetite, so I didn't eat one of them as well. So, you staying at home and hanging with me and Grandpa today?
Oh, not a chance of that happening. Hey, anyway, I'm feeling better. So, I'm heading off to work. Thank God Mom and Dad co-signed for my new car so that I don't have to drive with my dad 2 hours early to the mall. That absolutely sucked. Being with all those ancient mall walkers and gamer limos was so not fair. Total bunko. Well, now I can stroll and then it's time to start. And even got my music to listen to on the way there. Alright, do I have everything? Yes, I do. Alright, I'm out of here. Bye, Grandpa.
Bye.
Later, Grody.
Later, lizard breath.
Well, looks like it's just you and me again today, kid.
Yep. Same old, same old.
Oh, welcome to my world. So, you gonna watch that show with the 4 girls and the old lady at the private school, or do you want to get straight into checkers today?
It's called Facts of Life. But, to be honest, I think I saw most of those before. I say, we go straight into checkers. I have a feeling today's the day you can finally go down, old man.
Have a seat, young Skywalker.
Skywalker? How would you know about Star Wars? You know that's from Star Wars, right?
Of course I know it's from Star Wars. It came out like 10 years ago, back when you were still in diapers.
I guess. I just didn't know you had seen Star Wars, and I didn't think you ever went to the movies.
What, you think I've always been this old? It took me a long time to get to this station.
Well, you've been this old as long as I've known you. I was just a little surprised that you know what Star Wars is.
May the force be with you.
What the fudge just happened?
I just jumped some of your men. Look, I may be old, but I'm not stupid. You seem to be confusing the two.
Oh, you're definitely old, but you're definitely not stupid. Tell me again why you do that.
Do what?
Pretend like you are stupid.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You act like you don't know what's going on around here when you actually do. Why do you do that?
It's easier.
Easier than what?
Easier than trying to have a conversation with people who are screaming in your face.
That's just Mom. And I don't think she thinks you're stupid. I just think she thinks you can't hear too good.
Well, I can't hear too good, but that doesn't mean I want them screaming 6 inches from my nose. And have you heard the way she talks to me? Your dad, too. They talk to me like I'm a toddler trying to explain something to me. It's downright degrading. You and your sister treat me the same way.
Elizabeth treats everybody like they're stupid. And until a couple weeks ago, I thought you were stupid. You acted like you were stupid anyway. It works though. You know, now that you're not actually mental, it's pretty funny. Like, when you pretend to fall asleep at dinner the other day, I almost lost it.
I wasn't pretending.
You mean, you really did fall asleep in the middle of dinner?
What can I say? I'm actually old. And it seems to happen whenever your sister starts talking that gibberish. I go out like there's a hypnotist swinging a pocket watch in front of me.
Well, at least we can go face first with your mashed potatoes and gravy.
Well, that day's a-coming. And bam!
Son of a whoremonger!
go again?
Sure.
All right.
How'd you get so good at checkers anyway?
No, I've been playing this game for a long time.
So, when did you start?
When I was about your age. I used to play it a lot with my dad, your great-grandfather. He beat me every time too, but I kept playing. Really is a harder game than most people give it credit for being. The more I played, the more I realized that the trick is to plan ahead, to consider the move, the possibilities, 3 moves down the road. It really taught me a lot. It taught me how to plan ahead. It taught me a lot about that.
But you can't be planning ahead. I mean, you make your moves the second I make mine.
See, you're confusing experience with planning ahead.
What?
Well, I'm still planning ahead, but I've played this game for so long that I have a pretty good idea of what my next move should be based on what you just did.
Huh?
Look, I played this game for years with my dad, and he whooped my ass all the time. And then I played it with my brother, your dad's Uncle Bob. Our dad used to whip his ass all the time too, and he was good, hard to beat. Then I played it a lot in World War II and the Korean War. Went up against a lot of good players, and I was able to hold my own.
Wait a minute. You were in World War II and the Korean War? I knew you had been in the Army, Grandpa. I didn't know that.
Well,
you guys play checkers?
Yeah, we played it a lot whenever we weren't in combat. Helped to keep your mind occupied and to help you not to think about what was going on or what you saw.
What you saw?
I don't want to talk about that, and you don't want to know. But did I ever tell you that I met JFK in Washington?
Yes, Grandpa. He was coming to talk to the troops at Christmas, and they forgot to build a platform.
Yes, and we had to build a platform.
And then you had the hammer in your hand as he came up to the platform, and he said, "I like you, Bill." And I looked at him and I said, "I like you too, JFK." Well, you told me you said, "Mr. President."
Well, I did. Well, maybe I did tell you that.
So, you still keep in touch with any of your friends from back then? Any of your old checker playing buds?
As far as I know, none of them are still alive. I don't think any of them around are alive anymore.
Well, must be kind of cool knowing you outlived them all.
No. It's not cool. It's not cool at all. Everybody I knew growing up is dead. My friends, my family, my wife, your grandmother, they're all gone. Everybody that I used to hang out with, to share life with. Everybody that I had anything in common with, they're all gone. I'm all alone. I have no one to talk to about the way things used to be, the things that we did, the places we went, the way the world used to be. They're all gone and I'm alone. They're the lucky ones and I'm the one stuck here in this miserable life. I'm stuck in this prison, just waiting for the end to come and take me. And I wish you would hurry up and do it too. My time was over a long time ago. I'm more overdue than those library books of yours.
Well, at least you got me. I'm stuck in the same prison with you.
Well, excuse me if I don't turn cartwheels. Want to go again?
No. I think I've had more than my share of ass whippings for one day. I think we can still catch The Price is Right. I kind of like that show. That Bob Barker guy seems Mondo cool.
Yeah, who are you kidding? You just want to look at the model.
Damn Skippy.
I'm with you on that.
time to like not listen to this conversation?
Yes, go to the other room. Elizabeth, you finished drawing. So, do you need to see the doctor or not?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm so tired all the time, too. I think my job is just wearing me out.
That's because you're not used to working.
Oh, I'm so sure, Dad.
Well, you've been tired all the time since you started working there.
Well, I'm on my feet 8 hours a day dealing with all these clients who are all rude and mental, and plus all my coworkers are all crunchy that I dress scabs more shitty than they do. And plus I have to deal with lame-o assistant manager Walter, who's always wigging about some non-existent catastrophe where I'm like, no fake? You're bet about that? God.
I still have no idea what he's talking about.
Ditto.
What else? Maybe you should make me a doctor for a minute. Mom, there. I'm done. I'm gonna go lay down and catch some major disease.
Wait, you're going to bed already? It's only 8:30.
I'm
Maybe
fine,
you are sick.
Mom. God, I'm fine. I'm really tired, okay? See you guys in the manana.
Sweet dreams, sweetie.
I'm worried about her. I think I am going to make an appointment with Dr. Jackson tomorrow.
See where the Russians are boycotting the Olympics?
Really? Why would they do that?
Because we boycotted the Olympics back in 1980 when they're being held in Russia.
What are the Olympics?
Not Olympics, Olympics. There's a C in there, Cody. It's a big event where athletes from all over the world come to compete in different sports.
Like football and baseball?
No, not like that. Like track and field and soccer and boxing and things like that. There's all kinds of sports. Hundreds, I think.
I love watching the gymnastics. Those are always so much fun. And with the women, it always seems to come between the Americans and the Russians. It's a shame they're boycotting it.
What's a boycott?
It's when a group gets together and decides not to do something as a way of protest.
So what are the Russians protesting?
The fact that we boycotted the Olympics back in 1980 when they were being held in Russia, so they are boycotting us back.
Why did we boycott the Russians in 1980? What were we protesting?
I don't remember. That was 4 years ago. Something political, I'm sure.
Can't be too important if you can't remember what it was.
I'm sure that it wasn't.
Well, did I tell you that I ran into Ellie Marston down at the drugstore the other day? We were both in line waiting on prescriptions, and she was telling me they're getting a home computer at their house.
A home computer would be radical.
Well, they hit the lottery or something?
I don't think so, but according to her, they're becoming a lot more affordable. And she was telling me all the things they can do on it. Banking accounts, writing letters, email.
What's an email?
Well, the way she described it is you can write back and forth with other people who have computers without using the post office. It all sounded very futuristic and fantastic.
Yeah, did she happen to mention how much this futuristic, fantastic computer cost?
I don't remember exactly. I think she said a little over $1,000.
$1,000? Well, we won't be getting one of those anytime soon, I tell you that. Jeez Louise, we're barely getting by as it is. I mean, we owe $70,000 on this house. $70,000! I never thought I'd be in that much debt in my entire life. And the cost of everything is skyrocketing. Gas is up to $1.10 a gallon now. $1.10! Never thought I'd see gas over $1 a gallon in my lifetime. And plus, we just went on the hook for that car that we got for Elizabeth. And you were saying at your job that you were getting worried that it might be closing your office. And
Calm down, Will. I didn't say we should buy a home computer. I was just telling you what Ellie was telling me. Besides, I know things are tight, but we're getting by. And who knows? Maybe someday if the price keeps coming down, we will be able to afford one.
well, who knows? You know, speaking of how much money we make, Richie and I went out to lunch the other day. We got to talking. You know, we've both been in the sales department of William B. Murray & Son for a couple of years now, and we're doing well there. But the people that are really making out are the Murrays because they own the business. And Richie and I agreed that if you really want to make it financially, you have to be in business for yourself. And Richie was telling me that he had been looking into the home security business.
Home security business?
Yeah, it's a whole new industry that's set to explode because of this new technology that they've come out with. If we got in now, we'd be in on the ground floor before it really takes off.
Well, what is it exactly?
Basically, you wire up the house, the windows, the doors, and put motion detectors in all the rooms, and then if you're going out for the night or going down to bed, you turn the alarm on. and then we'd have people back in an office monitoring the alarms. If you tripped the alarm accidentally, like if one of the kids was sleepwalking or you forgot to put the alarm on and open the front door, there's a little keypad that you can punch in a code to turn the alarm off if it went off by accident. But a burglar can't do that because they don't know your code. So the people back at the office would call the police and hopefully they'd come and arrest the burglars.
That actually does sound like a good idea, but how much does something like that cost to start up?
I don't know. I mean, Richie's looking into that.
And how would you get customers?
Initially, we'd have to sell it, probably door to door. But that's okay because we are both really good at sales.
I think you could sell it too. You could sell ice to an Eskimo. The only thing I'd be worried about is how we would get by when we first started out. There would have to be some period of time where there wasn't any money coming in, and not like the bills are going to stop coming anytime soon.
Yeah, I think if we were to do it now, we could get by. I think between what little we have in the bank and what you're making with your job, we could float along until the business started making money. And plus, Elizabeth is working, so she's making her own car payment.
Well, it's definitely something to think about, but you said you were going to talk to Richie first about what it would take to start it up, right?
Right.
Okay, well, let's see what he finds out before we commit to anything that big and drastic.
Oh, absolutely. Agreed.
So, what do you say we watch some TV before we call it a night? I think Remington Steele's about to start. That Pierce Brosnan, so good looking.
But Three's Company's on with Jack and Janet and Chrissy and the Ropers.
That show is so stupid. You just want to watch it for the girls and the boobs.
Gee, yeah.
Let's take a show of hands. Who wants to watch Remington Steele? Who wants to watch girls and boobs?
So today was July 3rd, and I was a little more than a month into my prison sentence. And a prison sentence it definitely was. I had yet to leave the house just for a short trip, accompanying my mom to the bank and the grocery store since the last day of school. And there was only 2 of those excursions to this point. So there were some good things that I found out. I now know that my grandpa was a drooling old fart. Actually, he was a pretty smart guy. And also was kind of told that only he and I knew that. And I learned checkers, which passed the time, even if it was an endless beatdown. I had yet to beat him even once. But, like I said, it passed the time. I guess it's kind of how a prisoner feels, that killing of time is all you had. Being caged for any length of time takes a toll on you. It changes you. You get cabin fever. I wanted to scream sometimes. Sometimes I did. Grandpa was the only one who heard me. He didn't seem to care. He learned patience. Eventually, he just listened to the ticking of the clock. For hours, it seems. I don't know. It seems like time just melted away. I guess it's kind of how being hypnotized may feel. Getting lost in yourself, going down a rabbit hole in your own head. When you come back out, you don't know how long it went on for. All you know is a little more time had passed. So yeah, there were some good things that happened, but it was just a small percentage of the time I had to kill. And the rest was just misery. But today was July 3rd, and that meant tomorrow was the 4th of July. Independence Day, the day that we celebrate freedom in this country. And it was turning out to be exactly that for me. As long as I can remember, we would go down to the lake as a family. We'd lay our blankets down by the shore of the lake. Mom and Dad would bring folding chairs for themselves and Grandpa to sit in. Me and Elizabeth, we'd go wander off, find friends to hang out with until dark. And then we'd all come back and sit on the blankets and watch the fireworks going ooh and ah at every explosion of light. And Mom and Dad a couple days ago at dinner said that my grounding was going to be suspended for the day. And then we'd all go to the lake, like we always did. So in particular, I was looking forward to those fireworks more than I'd ever had in my entire life. But what I didn't know was the fireworks were coming a day early this year.
I kid you not, Justin. I am not deaf with you just every utterance I put out my pie hole, okay?
What is your damage, babe? I swear, I deaf don't get it. You say something glam about me, and I respond with, that really hit a flange like a cat in a zoo, babe, which is legit.
I'm like a tard.
No, you're not tard. You're the tits, my babe. And I mean that in a completely non-banging way. You are fine, and you are mine. And I am yours forever. You are my innocent best. Whoa, hold me close. Whoa, my heart. Stare at me, come on and stare. Let love in, stop. Let love.
Justin! We need to talk.
I'm down. Conversating with you is one of my favorite pastimes. Where do you want to
Not
talk?
here, my bedroom.
Oh, that's one of my favorite places. Yeah. What? What? What?
Did you leave?
Yeah. What's wrong, Elizabeth? You okay?
No, I'm not okay.
What's wrong?
The rabbit died.
Will, we need to have a talk with Elizabeth. Cody, I need you to go to your room.
Why do I have to go to my room? It's only 7 o'clock.
I'm not sending you to bed for the night. I just need you to go and hang out in your room for a little bit while we talk to Elizabeth. It's nothing that you need to hear. So just go in your room and I'll let you know when you can come back out.
Okay. Whatever.
Well, this looks serious. What's up?
I'm preggers, Daddy.
What?
She's pregnant, Will. Elizabeth is pregnant.
No, are you sure?
Yes, we just checked with one of those home pregnancy tests. She's pregnant.
How accurate are those things? Shouldn't we call a doctor?
She's pregnant, Will. I'm sure of it. If it makes you feel any better, she's definitely going to be seeing the doctor. A lot. But she's also definitely pregnant.
By who? That Justin
Of
kid?
course my Justin is my boyfriend. What kind of girl do you think I am?
No, honey, it's not that. It's just, you're a little kid. You're my little kid. You're my little girl. So, any idea how far along you are?
Well, I didn't get my period last month, and when it got to be a week overdue, this month is when I knew.
That's why she's been so tired lately and throwing up in the morning. From what I can tell, she's about 2 months or so along, but the doctor will be able to tell us more accurately.
So, what are we going to do?
Well, first things first, she's having a baby.
Yeah, there's no way I'm doing the abortion thing. I can't kill a baby.
I think we all agree on that, but what about Ben? I mean, are you going to be able to handle being pregnant your senior year of high school?
I hadn't even thought about that until now. Well, you know what? Yeah. I can do this. I think so.
Just so you know, this isn't going to be easy. You're going to have to deal with people talking behind your back. There aren't going to be any more parties, and you're going to find that you're not the popular young girl that you're used to being. Things are going to change for you, not just socially, but drastically physically also. You're going to have hormones all over the place, and you're going to have mood swings.
You mean
and-
worse than I already do?
Yes.
Well, that's a little scary.
The whole thing is a little bit scary. And very, very hard, but very, very wonderful at the same time. You're going to have a tiny living person growing inside of you.
I already do.
And what about Justin? Does he know?
Yeah. I told him this afternoon.
And?
And he hauled ass out of here spilling
sorry. That was a dick move. It takes two, you know. He has to be responsible.
I was hoping he'd be okay about it, you know? I know it's like a giant dun-dun-dun moment when it gets, you know, sprung on you, but I thought we were tighter than that. I thought he loved me. I loved him. I thought... Oh, I thought...
Now, I don't want either one of you getting angry at me for asking this, but have you thought about what happens after the baby is born? I mean, adoption is an option. There's lots of good families who can't have babies and would give one a good home, and if you're going to have a baby, you're probably going to end up giving up all chance of going to college. I mean, taking care of a child is a lot of work. A lot of work.
I thought about that too. You know, I think I'd want to keep it. If I'm gonna go 9 months carrying the thing, I don't think I'd want to go through all that work just to give it to someone else. You know, I think I'd be bugging if I did that. And having that baby would be part of me. Hell, it's part of you guys too. Oh, you guys would help me raise me, wouldn't you? Just until I can get back on my feet after high school is over. I don't want to, I promise.
This
I
is
don't.
what families do, sweetie. And listen, we're a long way from a lot of this happening. And life has a way of altering plans on you.
Tell me about it.
So we'll take this one day at a time, step by step. But first things first. Tomorrow's the 4th of July, so there aren't any doctors open, but the first thing Thursday, I will call, I will make an appointment, and we will go from there.
Thank you, guys. You're the bangingest parental units on this entire planet. I love you both.
So this was turning into the weirdest summer ever. I was in prison. Grandpa wasn't as stupid as he led on to believe, and now my sister was pregnant. To let you know, we did go see those fireworks the very next day, and it was as glorious as I thought it would be. To see my friends again, feel the sun on my face, just feel free for a little while. Never felt so amazing and precious in my entire life. And to be honest, I wasn't actually aware that my sister was pregnant. When she told me the rabbit died, I naturally assumed that Justin had a pet bunny, and he was angry and stormed off because he found out it died. I mean, that's why I thought Elizabeth was crying. I mean, years earlier, I had a pet hamster that got out and actually got killed by my dad stepping on him, so I didn't find it all that strange. After the 4th of July, things went back to the way they were before the holiday. Life in prison with Grandpa. As much as things had changed for the Shield household, life wasn't done with us yet. Yep, there were still more changes to come.
Our daily ritual where we play checkers and you beat on me mercilessly, like one of those guys in the last bit who loved baby seals to death. Because, we're being honest, that pretty much sums it up, right, Grandpa? Man, the way you're beating on me is brutal. But I don't know if you know this, Grandpa, because when you were a kid, it was all right to beat on your children, but it's 1984 now, Grandpa. They kind of frown on that behavior. I really ought to report you to the authorities. Grandpa? 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 Oh my gosh, Grandpa!
What the hell are you trying to do? Jesus Christ.
I thought you were dead.
Well, you nearly gave me a heart attack.
Sorry, you scared me.
I scared you. Should have felt it from my side. Nearly scared me to death.
I said I was sorry. I wasn't trying to give you a heart attack.
Yeah. Well, having a heart attack actually wouldn't be a bad way to go. You know, the doctor says I have a weak heart. I know. Let's try it again. I'll go back to sleep. You sleep up with me.
Why do you keep saying that stuff?
What's the stuff?
All the I want to die crap.
Well, probably because I want to die. Seems kind of obvious, doesn't it?
But why? I mean, everywhere you go, everywhere you look, Everyone says that life is this great gift, and you have to take advantage of it. I hear it at school, I hear it at church, they say it on TV and all the movies, and you've got the longest life of anyone I've ever known. So, to me, that kind of makes you the luckiest guy in the world.
Shut up and king me.
What the fuck? That was quick.
Look, life can be a gift. It's wonderful when you have a purpose and when you're accomplishing things, when you have people to hang out with, to share things with, to laugh with. But life can be a double-edged sword. To a man who is in a coma, lying there but still alive because he took up the sun machine, I would imagine that life is like a prison and his body is his prison cell.
Bill collectors. Hello. Hey Pete, how's it going, man? What? Yeah, sure, just a sec. Yeah, Jerry's number is 392-4556. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Nah, that's alright. You have fun. Keep digging, Watson.
What does that mean?
What?
Keep digging, Watson. It's the last thing you always say to your friend Pete when you're talking to him.
It's just something we do when we hang out. Pete says, no shit, Sherlock, and I say, keep digging, Watson. Kind of stupid, I guess.
No, it sounds kind of funny to me.
Yes.
What's wrong with you?
I'm just bummed, I guess. I mean, all my friends are out there having fun, and I'm stuck here. You know, Pete and Jerry and Marty and everyone I know used to call me every day at the beginning of summer. But now they only do it once in a while, and usually it's just to ask me a question. And I mean, I get it. Why do they want to talk to me? What can I talk to them about? How my life sucks and nothing ever changes around here? How all I can do is watch reruns and play checkers with you and you beat me 10 times a day? And I can't blame them, because if I was out there, I'd be doing the exact same thing too. It's just not fair. My life sucks.
Yep, life can be a double-edged sword. You want to go again?
No thanks. I, for one, have had enough beatings for today. Why does God hate me? Hey, lizard brat.
Eat my shorts, Brody!
What is the problem, young lady?
Nothing!
Don't give me nothing. You slammed the car door, you kicked the garden over the way up the walk, and then you stormed into the house. Pretty obvious that something has you upset.
I lost my job, okay?
What?
I lost my job at the Gap. They let me go just like that. No warning, no nothing.
What did you do, Elizabeth? They can't fire you for no reason.
That's exactly what they did. And the worst part is that they called Lemo's assistant manager, and he was the one who called me into the back, and he was like, "Oh, I am so sorry for having to break this to you, but like, we're gonna have to let you go." And I was like, "Oh, I am so sure." And he was like, "No, really?" And he was like, and I was like, "You can't fire me, little dickweed. I'm going to Mr. Jameson." Mr. Jameson? Oh, I went to Mr. Jameson's. Oh, yes, I did. And he was all mumbling all about how profits were down and we need to cut back on the staff. But I knew it was because he found out I was pregnant.
Did you tell him you were pregnant?
No, I was going to, but Ashley knew, and I swear that little bitch ratted me out. She's the one who should have been let go. She's the one who keeps flirting with customers and yapping her trap nonstop.
Well, they can't fire you for being pregnant.
Technically they didn't. They fired me because of all that other bunk that Mr. J spewed at me, but it was because I'm pregnant. I know it was.
Well, this isn't good. And we're barely getting by as it is, and we just got you that car. Oh, man, we're going to have to get rid of that car.
Daddy, not my car!
We're going to have to, Elizabeth. I can't afford try to break even. If I take it back to the dealer, I'm going to lose the down payment, and then my credit rating will go in the toilet. Not like it's that great to begin with, is it? What are you doing home?
They shut the doors.
The what?
They just called us all into the office to let us know that the business is closing down. Friday's my last day. I lost my job.
And just like that, in the middle of the summer of 1984, the entire world came crashing down on my dad and the Shield household. We were about to be buried in an avalanche of overdue bills. The rest of that day and night, Mom, Dad, and Elizabeth sat at that table and tried to come up with a plan to make things better and save the day. Although, as I recall, Elizabeth kind of came and went and didn't really add anything of value to the conversation. Nor did Mom and Dad actually understand. They talked about how Mom would get another job. They talked about Dad getting a second job. They even talked about taking that risk and starting up that business in the home security industry that he and Richie talked about. Mom was worried about that one because she was afraid that we wouldn't have enough money to start it up and we'd lose everything. My take from sitting on the couch is that we were going to lose everything no matter what, unless a miracle happened, including the house. I had mixed feelings on this because currently the house was my prison. And I guess I would feel like an inmate would feel if they overheard the warden saying that the prison would have to shut down. Not overjoyed, but not all that sad either. Because for me, halfway through this summer of hell, I had no idea what was going to happen next.
Did I ever tell you that I met John F. Kennedy?
I might have heard that in time or 12.
Well, I was in the Army, you know, I was working for General Wheeler, and he had said to me that the president was scheduled to come, and some dumbass had forgotten to build a platform for him to stand on when he addressed the troops to wish them a Merry Christmas. So he said, Bill, I need you to make me a platform. And I said, consider it done, sir. So I stayed up all night and worked on that platform all by myself, and I got it done just in the nick of time. And as the president was walking up to the steps, he looked at me and said, did you build this platform all by yourself, soldier? And I said, yes, Mr. President, I did. And he shook my hand and he said, I like you, Bill, I like you a lot. And I said, I like you too, John.
That story gets better every time you tell it, Grandpa.
Oh. Kinky.
Cheese and rice, Grandpa. I never win. Never, ever. What are you doing wrong?
You want me to tell you?
Sure, just come.
All
What am
right.
I doing wrong?
You don't plan ahead.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Not just in checkers, but in anything in your life.
That's just bogus.
Oh, well, then tell me something that you planned ahead.
My summer vacation. There's one. I had big plans for that, Grandpa, and it totally wasn't going to be this.
So, what were these big plans that you had?
I was going to hang out with Pete and Jerry. We were going to go down to the arcade. We were thinking of maybe hanging a new rope swing down by the creek where the big tree is. We were going to ride bikes, play ball, home run derby.
Those aren't plans. Those are just vague ideas.
No, they're not. Those are legit plans.
All right, so when were you going to hang this new rope swing?
This summer.
This summer. Ha! When exactly?
I don't know. We didn't have an exact date.
And who was going to buy the rope?
I don't know. I guess we would all pitch in to buy
And how much rope were you going to need?
I don't know. Branch to the ground, I guess.
Well, you'd have to know what that length was. Plus, you'd have to add some for tying it around the branch, and some more for whatever seat you're going to have. And what was your seat going to be? And how much was the rope going to cost? And how were you going to get up to the branch to tie it on?
We had a plan to build a rope swing, Grandpa. You're talking about all the little details. Yeah, we didn't have those figured out. We were just gonna figure them out when we got to them.
The details are the plan. You can't do anything well until you have the details figured out. It's the same reason you lost those library books.
What do you mean?
Well, assuming that you actually did bring them home from school, you must have put them somewhere. Now, I'm assuming that you just tossed them someplace without giving any thought to when you were going to look at them or what you were going to do with them. When was the last time you remember seeing them?
Well, I definitely brought them home from school. And I guess I might have taken them out of my backpack and put them on my dresser to look at later. I don't know.
See? You didn't even think about it. You didn't plan ahead. Just like everything in your life, you just float along, let the details happen as they may.
I guess you're right. I guess I don't really plan things out much.
Well, don't beat yourself up about it too much. You're young, you got time to learn. Your dad wasn't much better at planning things than you are when he was your age, but he got better at it.
I can't believe you only took 2 resumes with you, Elizabeth. What were you thinking?
Quit lying, Mom! No store we're gonna go to is gonna relate to a resume. I don't even know why you want me to go to those listings from the classifieds anyway. The only stores that are gonna hire someone as good as bad as me are gonna be at the mall. And I should just start going and filling out applications there if you want me to get real.
Let me remind you of what happened to your job at the Gap. It's the mall stores that aren't going to hire you once they find out you're pregnant. Plus, you don't have your car anymore, and there's no telling when we can get you another one. So how would you get there? Look, we've both been applying to office jobs all day long, hoping that we can both get hired at once so that we can share a ride together. And an office job won't necessarily not hire you just because you're pregnant, and they might even have insurance benefits to cover with your medical expenses. So go get the rest of those resumes that I typed and copied, and let's get back at it. One of us needs to get a job, and pronto. And if we're both lucky, we might both get one.
Why?
Well, isn't this adorable? Look at the 2 of you playing checkers together. It's like one of those Norman Rockwell paintings. Are you having a good time, Bill?
That's right!
Cody, come here for a minute.
I'll be right back. What's up?
Listen, I think it is so wonderful that you're taking the time to play checkers with your grandfather. It has to be good for his mind to be engaged in activities like this, but I wanted to ask you if you'd let him win every now and then.
But Mom, he's the
Now, Cody, listen to me. I know you're very competitive and you hate to lose, but it will make your grandfather so happy if he could win, even if it's only every once in a while. His mind is going, you know. And I wouldn't normally ask you to lose on purpose, but he's your grandfather. So promise me you'll let him win every now and then.
I feel pretty confident that I can make that promise, Mom.
Donna, let's go to Norville, the corporate super bowl.
I have no idea what you just said, but let's get back to applying for those office jobs.
Done. That's what I just said. The quicker we can wrap this fiasco, the quicker we can get back home to some grindage and boot to Barama.
Honestly, Elizabeth, what language do you speak? Klingon?
You know, Grandpa, I think I liked it better when it was just the 2 of us all day.
Me too. Maybe they'll both get jobs.
Yeah. Mom and Dad seem pretty worried about money and stuff.
Yes, they do. And to be honest, I'm a little concerned myself.
What are you thinking about?
Well, keeping a roof over my head, for one.
You don't think we'd actually lose the house, do you?
Well, yes, listening to your Mom and Dad talk at night, I think it is a possibility. They're worried, really worried. I know they're overextended in this house, and to be honest, I feel a little guilty about that.
Why?
Well, I know that they bought this house so that I would have a place to live with them, and I know it was more house than they could really afford, even when they were both working. But maybe your mom will get a job and everything will be fine. She does have a plan. You know, you could take a lesson from her. She might scream in my face all the time, but she is a damn good planner. And your dad was talking about some home business he wanted to start. What is that? A home security business? What is that?
Well, I think it's a thing where people have their houses wired up, and I guess that alerts the cops if somebody's breaking in. Something like that, anyway.
And that is something that people would pay for?
Well, I know Billy Reynolds was saying his family was getting one as summer was starting, so yeah, it might catch on. Kind of like cable TV, which I wish I could talk Dad to get it.
Well, I'm curious about it. Sounds like it might be a good idea if he plans it out right.
I think Mom's worried that we'll go broke if he does that.
Well, I'd be happy if we don't all lose this place.
Well, why would you be worried about that? You want to die, don't you? I mean, if we were all homeless, you wouldn't last a week out there with weather like that.
I'm hoping to die in my sleep. Not homeless in some ditch, you little shit.
I didn't think you were going to think about it. What the fudge just happened?
Desperate around the Shield household. Mom and Elizabeth hadn't had any luck in finding jobs. Well, actually, Elizabeth found a job at the local Twisty Treat ice cream shop, the one off the exit ramp off the interstate. You know, the building that looks like a soft-serve ice cream cone. But it only paid minimum wage, and it was like a 45-minute drive one way, so Mom nixed the idea because, well, she didn't have a car anymore. And also, with the price of gas going up to $1.18 a gallon. Dad was a grump most of the time, sitting at the table, going over bills and muttering loudly to himself. Or he was watching TV and bitching at anyone who would laugh or smile. Which made Thursday TV kind of tough, with Family Ties, Cheers, and Night Court on all back to back to back. Try watching one of those shows and not laughing. Me and Grandpa, it's the same old, same old. Well, for me, actually, Pete, Jerry, and all my friends had stopped calling at all. I mean, I kind of felt like an inmate in a prison when, you know, your friends and loved ones would come by and say hi, but after a while that tapered off to nothing. I dealt with the fact that I was a prisoner, trapped in a living hell, but after a while you just deal with the fact that this is your life and you need to make the best of it. It was still boring as hell, and I went through bouts of cabin fever, but at least we had different strokes and facts of life reruns in the morning, and checkers in the afternoon. Even if it was an endless beatdown at the hands of my grandfather, his sugar feet staring at the ceiling. But today was different. Today, the 1984 Summer Olympics started. That's what we're watching right now, the opening ceremonies. Now, I've never really watched the Olympics, so it was all really new to me. Opening ceremonies were kind of cool, but not what I was expecting. I was expecting more sports. But, you know, opening ceremonies was kind of like a big, giant circus coming marching into town. Colorful and all, but it really did feel like a parade, with the teams coming in with flags and waving to everybody. I actually laughed at Grandpa when he stood up and put his hand over his heart. But Mom and Dad shushed me when she told me that he was honoring the flag, and people in the military did that, so I stopped laughing and went back to watching. It got kind of boring after a while, to be honest. But for the next 15 days, it would give me and Grandpa something very different to watch. And anything that broke up the monotony was a good thing.
So, tomorrow's when the sports stuff starts? Because that was kind of a snooze fest.
Yes, the sports start tomorrow, and this wasn't a snooze fest. Didn't you think it was exciting watching all those countries wearing their colorful outfits and carrying their flags, and all the runners running into the Olympic Stadium carrying the torch to light the fire? Gives me goosebumps.
Well, I guess it was kind of cool seeing O.J. Simpson carrying the torch.
And they had Jesse Owens' granddaughter carried into the stadium. You don't know who Jesse Owens is, do you? I keep forgetting this is your first Olympics. Jesse Owens was a big Olympic hero back when the Olympics were held in Nazi Germany. Anyways, did you know that the flame stays lit the entire time the Olympics are going on?
What happens if it rains?
It keeps burning.
Well, like what happens if it rains like really, really hard? What happens then?
I don't know, Cody. It just keeps burning.
They feed it with propane so it stays lit. Can you not ask stupid questions, Cody? I'm trying to take care of the bills here. I don't need the distraction.
Sorry.
All I know is I find it incredibly exciting and uplifting, and Lord knows we need something uplifting in the news. After that man who shot 20 people dead and wounded 16 others at that McDonald's in California, that was terrible.
That was terrible.
Let's talk about the shootings in this country. That man who shot President Reagan a few years ago, what was his name?
Hinckley. John Hinckley.
And you remember they assassinated Kennedy and his brother Bobby and Martin Luther King. It's like we've all lost our minds in this country.
You know, I thought after being shot himself that President Reagan would do something about gun violence, but after things like that shooting at the McDonald's, 20 dead, 16 wounded, people are scared. There's no ignoring that. I think you're going to see some significant changes to the gun laws real soon.
Well, like I said, I'm glad the Olympics are here. That will put people in a better mood.
And you can all stop worrying. Alert the police and tell them to call off the search.
You're late, young lady.
Geez, like 10 minutes, Dad. There's no need to get your chonies in a bunch.
10 minutes late is still late. I'll let it ride this time, but don't make a habit of it.
Cool out, Dad. What is there to be worried about? It's not like I'm out getting pregnant again.
Hey, Elizabeth Brett, Justin called you today, like 3 times.
Bark me out. What did that butt monkey want?
I don't know. He told me to tell you to call. So, I told you. Looks like my work here is done.
He just wants his Duran Duran jacket back. Becky said he would. Well, you know what? The next time he calls, tell him he gave me that jacket on Valentine's Day, and he can't have it back.
What am I, your personal secretary? I ain't telling him nothing. I'm going to bed. Good night, ladies and germs.
Elizabeth, just give him back his jacket. It's best when things are over to just cut all ties and separate. It's just a jacket. You can always get another one.
No! He gave me that jacket, Mom! He told me he loved me, he gave me that jacket! And I know how much he loved that jacket, so for him to give it to me was really special, you know? You can't just give people things and then take them back. No. I'm going to bed too. It's been a long day. Good night.
It'll be okay, dear. Love you.
Love you too.
Poor girl. I worry about her.
Me too. Honestly, Eileen, I worry about all of us.
Is it that bad?
Yeah, it's that bad. I mean, I've been going over what we have left in the bank and what we have due for bills, and some of them are overdue now already. And it's not like we're living extravagantly. I don't know what we could give up. Maybe the phone?
Oh, Will, we can't give up having a phone. I need the phone in case somebody calls to offer me a job.
Well, we went over the numbers, Eileen. Unless something happens soon, we're going to end up losing everything, including the house.
Oh, no. Oh, my.
Well, I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I think it's really time to do that startup that I was telling you about with Richard. I mean, with things like that shooting that we were talking about happening more and more often, people are scared. This is the perfect time to start that type of a business. With what little we do have left in the bank, I think I can get a loan for our half of the startup money, which would be $25,000. Richie puts up his half, we could get this thing going. We've been doing our research, and we have a good business plan. We can sell this thing, I'm sure of it. And I think that we could get by, and the business would make money quickly enough that we wouldn't be able to lose anything. Avoid going bankrupt, avoid losing the house. Heck, before long, you could be doing really well. Better than we ever have. What do you think?
It scares me, Will. If anything goes wrong, you can lose everything.
If we don't do something, Eileen, we will lose everything. The numbers don't lie.
I love you. More importantly, I trust in you, Will Shields. So you go do whatever you need to do to keep this family afloat.
Yeah! What are you trying to do, you little shit?
You told me not to shake you awake because it scared you.
Well, I don't like being tickled awake any better. I don't mind dying from a heart attack, but I do not want to be known as the man who died from a heart attack brought about by tickling. It'd just be too embarrassing. Don't ever do that again or I will hurt you.
I'm just a kid. You're not allowed to abuse me.
Well, I'm old. You're not allowed to abuse me either.
Ooh, do you want to continue watching some of the Olympics, Grandpa? I've been getting into them lately. They're pretty gnarly.
Sure. I like gnarly things.
You know, the announcer said that the two guys from the USA, Greg Louganis and Bruce something or another, both had a shot at winning a gold medal in the diving thing.
The medal presentation ceremonies.
Oh man, we missed it.
But he did it.
Yep, Greg Louganis won the gold. And the other guy from the USA won silver. Bruce Kimball.
And now Li Kongjing of China will get the bronze.
Man, look at that. Like, how cool would it be to win a gold medal at the Olympics? I'm telling you, Grandpa, that Greg Louganis guy could get any girl he wants.
Greg Louganis becomes the first man since 1928 to win a gold medal in platform and in the springboard. Congratulations, Al. That's cool. All around. And now, the national anthem of the United States.
Maybe we'll show a replay of the actual diving.
Yeah, probably will.
You're going down, old man.
Have a seat, whippersnapper.
What even is a whippersnapper anyway?
I have no idea.
So, why do you stand at attention like that every time?
You mean for the anthem? Well, I stand because I was in the Army, and because it's my flag.
Yeah, well, we have to say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning at school. We don't get a choice. They play it on the intercom and we have to stand up and say it. It's like we're forced to.
Wow, the tortures you must endure.
Exactly.
Did you realize how selfish and spoiled you sound right now, right?
Selfish and spoiled? You think that I sound selfish and spoiled?
I'm sorry, was I stuttering?
How can you say that I'm spoiled? I'm 14 years old and this is my last summer vacation before high school and I'm supposed to be out enjoying it with my friends. But instead, I'm stuck here all day where I can do nothing but watch TV and play chess. You can beat me 10 times a day. So yeah, if that's spoiled, then I'm living the dream.
Look, the only reason you're stuck here is because you're paying the price for something that you did. You don't seem to realize that you are living in the greatest country in the world. You have freedoms and privileges that a lot of kids in those other countries don't have. I spent my life in the United States Army fighting for those rights. A lot of my friends died for those. The United States anthem and the American flag are the symbols of all of those rights that we fought and some died for. And that's why I stand when I hear them play it at the Olympics and see them raise our flag.
Mom and Dad don't stand at attention like you do when they play the anthem.
No, they don't have to. That's what freedom is. You have a choice. And I choose to stand.
So, what makes us better than all those other countries? I mean, all those athletes on there seem just as proud of their flags and their nations as we are. And I know that we seem to be winning most of the medals at the Olympics so far, Grandpa, but we're a way bigger country than a lot of those countries. Plus Russia and all those other countries from over there aren't even in these Olympics. I'm guessing that if they were, we wouldn't be winning as many medals as we are. I mean, Russia's almost as big as the United States.
Winning medals at the Olympics is not what makes this country great.
Then what makes us so great?
The fact that we are free. The fact that in this country, you can do and be anything you want if you are willing to work hard and do what's right. The sky's the limit for anybody in this country. And it doesn't matter what race you are, or how rich or poor your parents are, or whether you're a man or a woman. Anybody can be anything they want as long as they are willing to put in the work to achieve it. It's not the case in those other countries.
Okay. So you're saying winning medals doesn't matter?
Medals are nice. But if you're not enough without a medal, you'll never be enough with one.
So why do you stand at attention when an American gets a medal if they don't matter?
Let me tell you the story of the first time I stood when an American won a gold medal at the Olympics. Do you remember a couple of days ago when your mother was telling you that it was Jesse Owens' granddaughter that carried the torch into the stadium? Do you know who Jesse Owens was? Jesse Owens was a black man who ran track for Ohio State University in the 1930s. Now, the 1936 Summer Olympics were held in Germany, and that was right at the time that Adolf Hitler was in control. Now, Hitler had come into power by playing on the Germans' fears and anger. And he said that they were the master race in the whole world, and that all of their troubles and problems were caused by the Jews and the blacks.
Wait, the Jews and the blacks? I knew he hated Jewish people and he tried to kill them all. I didn't know he was against black people too.
He was. He had told them that the Aryan race, the white people in Germany, were the superior race in all the world, and he was going to use those Summer Olympics to prove it. But Jesse Owens, this black man from America, proved just how wrong he was. He ran in the 100-meter dash, the 200-meter dash, the long jump, and the 400-meter relay. And not only did he win gold medals in all 4 events, but he blew everyone else away in those events. Hitler didn't even come to the medal ceremony because he didn't want to have to admit to the world that this black man from America had beaten his Aryan race. But I was there.
You were there? Like, actually there?
I was. I happened to be stationed in France at the time, and some buddies of mine and I, we went over together to watch. I was never so proud to hear my anthem, to see that flag raised over that day. And I've been standing for it ever since.
Wow. That's a pretty awesome story, Grandpa.
8 years later, I went back, June 6, 1944, D-Day. I was part of the invasion of Normandy. We landed on the beach in waves, took the beach. The Germans were there waiting for us. A lot of men died that day. A lot of really good men. People were dropping on both sides of me, my buddies. Guys I didn't even know at all. It was horrible. There was bodies and blood everywhere, lying on the beach, floating in the water. I hope you never have to go through anything like that.
I never knew you did anything like that, Grandpa.
Well, I don't like to talk about it very much. I don't even like to think about it if I can help it. But I was there. And we ended up kicking Hitler's ass all the way back to Berlin.
Wait, you caught Hitler?
No. No, nobody actually ever caught him. Some people think he slipped out and escaped to Brazil, but I never believed that. I think the coward killed himself, and we just never identified the body.
That is one kick-ass story, Grandpa. So, how long were you in the military altogether?
35 years altogether. I went in when I was 23, retired when I was 58. Got to see a lot of things because of the Army. Got to see the whole world. Korea, China, Europe, Alaska, Saudi Arabia. I was stationed at all those places at one time or another. I even met JFK in Washington, D.C. Did I ever tell you about that?
Yes, Grandpa. I was coming to Washington to talk with troops at Christmas, and some dumbass forgot to build the platform.
Right, and I had to build a platform. We got it done just in time. And he came up to me and he shook my hand. He looked right in my eyes and he said, "Bill, I think you just might be my new best friend." And I said, "I like you too, JF." She's like the greatest lady runner in the world at the 3,000-meter run. And I think that's like a mile long or something. Anyway, she was in 2 or 3 Olympics before, but she had never won a gold medal. And this was her last Olympics, and everyone just knew she was going to win this time. But there was other girl from South Africa. She's 18-year-old up and coming, and they have like a part-time.
It's called apartheid, doofus. It's where like all the white people in South Africa who are like the super minority there run everything. And she like the black people really bad, even though there's like a super majority.
Whatever. Anyway, so this South African girl, her name is Zolba, and she runs barefoot for some reason. I didn't get that. And she's also not running for her home country. She's running for England. I guess there was some kind of controversy over that. But anyway, the announcers were making out like the whole race is going to be just this competition between just the 2 of them, right? So they get to the starting line and the gun goes off, and for that first lap, Mary Dicker is just ahead of Zolba, and that's how it is for the first lap. But then they go around, as they cross the line for the second lap, Zolba passes Mary Dicker just a little bit, and then Mary Dicker trips over Zolba and falls into the infield and like twisted her ankle or something. And she's just laying there in agony with tears in her eyes, and then the whole audience starts booing Zolba and like mercilessly. It was pretty brutal. And you could tell it affected her. She slowed way down, and the other runners went right on by her, and Mary Decker's just laying there out of it. So I think it's kind of funny because even though the announcers were saying that the race is going to be just the 2 of them, in the end, neither one of them was ever going to win the race.
Cody, you can stop your story, please.
But, Dad,
Cody, I need to talk to everybody.
Is everything okay, Will? I didn't expect to see you so early. Did you meet with Richie to talk about the business? I figured the 2 of you would be talking for hours.
Yeah, we talked.
And?
Richie's out.
What? Why?
He had a bunch of reasons that we talked about. I mean, he thinks it'll be successful too, but his wife was worried about what would happen if it wasn't successful quickly enough and we ran out of money. Basically the same things that you and I talked about, so it's not like I could get angry or blame him or anything, but in the end they decided not to take the financial risk, and if Richie isn't in to put up half the startup money, we can't come up with $50,000 all on our own, so that's that. The deal is dead.
now what?
Now I think we have to start thinking seriously about what we're going to have to do. We're going to need to sell the house and move into someplace smaller, someplace we can afford.
What? No, I love this house. I love my room. I don't want to move.
I love the house too, Elizabeth, but the fact of the matter is we can't afford this house on my salary alone.
Well, I'm getting unemployment right now, and Elizabeth and I are looking for jobs every day almost. So when we get jobs, we'll be okay. Won't we?
Maybe. You'd have to get a job making at least as much as you were making before, and you were making pretty good money at that office. Way more than you're making from unemployment. Look, I'm not saying we definitely have to sell the house and move. I'm just saying that we have to face the fact that it's a very real possibility.
How long do we have before we need to seriously think about selling?
I think we should contact the realtor and put the house on the market immediately. It might take a while to sell, and if we start to get behind in the payments, the bank's going to take the house back, and then we'll have nothing to sell.
What about Grandpa? If we move, he'll come with us, right?
That depends on what we could get for another house. And you kids don't know this, but Grandpa's military pension already helps with the mortgage on this house, and even that combined with my salary isn't enough. Worst case scenario, we could get him into a retirement home, one of those assisted living places. His pension would be enough to cover that, I'm pretty sure. And he'd be with lots of people his own age.
He might like that, actually. He's always complaining to me about how he has no one his own age to talk to.
It is what it is. Do you want me to contact the realtor tomorrow?
I think that would be the smart thing to do.
Okay. God, I love this house. I really don't want to move. This is our home, you know?
This sucks. I don't want to move.
Who knows? I'll go and buy some lottery tickets tomorrow. Maybe we'll get lucky. Everybody just pray for a miracle.
We were all pretty bummed. It felt like the Shields family hit rock bottom. But like Grandpa said, life has a way of working itself out. And sometimes miracles come from unexpected places.
She's this stupid bad who's apparently a total goth. And apparently there's going to be some Clydesdales there who are totally laser beamed and hooking up with some boho named Gerard who is like totally into R.E.M. and the Fits and looks exactly like Sting. And I'm like, sounds like a total flamer to me, but what else? So I'll be chilling there until about dark 30 or so. Hey, actually, if the parental units ask where I am, tell them I'm jump hunting with friends. As down in the dumpster as they've been, I don't need them illin about my proximity and whereabouts.
Hey, you know, Justin keeps calling you, like, multiple times a day.
Tell him I said to stick his sketch up his butthole and give himself a swirly.
Why don't you just talk to him and find out what he wants?
Because I don't give a scotch what the hoser has to say. Gotta jet, this is my ride. Bye, Grandpa. Later, Brody.
Later, lizard breath.
Did you understand any of that?
Every word. So, what do you want to do today, Grandpa? Radio, TV, or checkers?
Well, I think it's a little early in the day for checkers yet. TV, too. The Olympics won't be on for another couple hours yet.
Yeah. It's a shame we don't have cable TV. We could be watching the highlights from the Olympics right now on ESPN, or music videos from MTV. Let me tell you now, Grandpa, those things are the shiznits. Once the Olympics are over, TV is gonna suck. We'll be back to reruns and soap operas. So, radio?
Sure. Then why do we always have to listen to your music?
Because my music is the bomb, dude. What? What would you want to listen to?
How about my music? Sinatra, Dean Martin, Bing Crosby, Ella Fitzgerald, the Mills Brothers.
So, old people.
Or as I like to call it, good music.
Sure, that seems fair. Let me see what I can find.
All right. Oh, there you go. Frank Sinatra. Old Blue Eyes.
And so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way.
Man, this song is morbid. No wonder you like it, Grandpa. It's all about death, dying.
No, it's not. It's about getting to the end of your life and looking back at what you've done and how you live.
I did what I had to do.
I guess it's not horrible.
Saw it through
I kind of like it, actually.
without
It's an amazing song. It was written by Paul Anka. You know, Diana. Put your head on my shoulder. Happy Rose? He even wrote the theme song to The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson.
Much more than this.
You know what I like about this song so much? It's about a man who gets to the end of his life. He looks back and he says, you know, I may not have done everything perfectly, but damn it, I did all right. I made the world a better place. And I did it on my own terms. I did it my way.
I can see why you like that. Giving cool to something that makes a difference.
Cody, I want you to go to my room, do me a favor. Go into my closet, on the floor, all the way in the back, left-hand corner. There's a metal box there with a lock on it. Bring that to me.
Yes, Grandpa.
I've laughed and cried. I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now as tears subside.
Get that pencil and paper from the cabinet over there.
So amusing to think.
Now, I'm going to give you something that I want you to show to your mom and dad.
May I
And I want you to tell them exactly what I'm going to tell you. Write this down.
Oh no, not me. My way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not. Then he has not to say the things he truly.
I can't believe you made me stop reading just to come down here and listen to you give some kind of speech.
You were reading 17 magazine.
It's still reading, Dorcas.
Look, this is important, and it's for Grandpa, so just sit down here. Just have a seat. Dad, Mom, can I get you guys to come in here for a moment? Grandpa wants me to give you guys something.
You want to give us something, Bill? Isn't that nice? Thank you.
Mom, you don't have to scream at him. He can hear you.
His hearing is going, dear. You'll understand when you get older.
Dad?
Cody, I'm in the middle of doing something. You guys go ahead and do whatever you're going to do without me. I don't want to stop what I'm doing.
But Dad, this is important.
Cody, what I'm doing here is important.
Will, you get your ass over here, and I mean right now. This is important.
Fine. What is it?
Grandpa had me write all of this stuff down because sometimes when he gets to talking and people ask him a lot of questions, he gets confused and he wants to make sure that all of this came out right. Which is total bunk, by the way, because he's way smarter than you guys.
Just read the paper like we talked about.
All right. First off, Will and Irene, I want you to know how really proud I am of you both. I've always thought that the two of you were a good match. You complement each other well. You love each other. And you gave me 2 pretty good grandkids. You also bought this house that we all live in, and I know that you did this in part so there was room for me to live with you as well. And now, through no fault of your own, you find yourselves financially strapped. I have been listening and watching from my perch here at the checkerboard as you talked about Will's plan to start his own business. And it sounds like a good plan to me. Well thought out. And near as I can tell, the only problem with the plan is financing. Your friend decided he didn't want to take a risk and go into it with you. I believe he made a bad choice. But since he doesn't want to take a chance and invest with you, I would like to make you an offer. And that offer is this. In the metal box on the table, you'll find papers that belong to me. They are a number of stocks and bonds that I've purchased over the years that I'm pretty sure you had no idea that I had. My plan is to leave these to the two of you once I'm gone. But I'm thinking you could really use them now.
Volkswagen? AT&T? Hershey Foods? Dad, how? When did you...
Just let the boy keep reading.
I bought these over the years while I was in the military. I just held on to them, and they've done pretty good. I called my broker to see what they're worth, and he says they're worth anywhere from $150,000 to $200,000.
Oh my God!
It's not enough for you to retire on or anything, but it should be enough for you to start your own business, I think.
I'd say so for sure.
So here's the offer I'm making to you. If you listen to my stipulations that Cody's going to read to you, you don't agree with them, then you can just wait until I'm gone as originally planned, and you would inherit the bill. But if you want to start this business, I'll give these to you now with the following stipulations. First, that you make this a family business. Will, you would be the president, and when you start, you'll have to work your butt off. You'll have to go out and sell the things to the people, but from what I've heard when you talk about it, I have no doubt you can do it. You'll need someone to handle doing the books in the office end of it, and I think you cannot do better than having Eileen do that. Luckily for you, she happens to be available at the moment. I would also like to see you include Elizabeth in this friendship. Another stipulation is that you take some of that money and go get your car back. There should be enough there for that, but only if she agrees to be an employee of the business. She has a baby coming who will be my first great-grandchild, and I can't bear the thought of her and the baby struggling to make ends meet.
Thank you.
Oh. Well, listen to the next part. Make sure you're okay with the rest.
Elizabeth, this will mean you'll have to give up most of your social life during your senior year of high school. You'll be working with your mom and dad most weekends and after school. Within reason, of course, seeing as how you're pregnant. But that is part of the deal, and you have to agree with it.
No props with me. I'm freaking stoked to the max.
So that's the deal if you want it. I hope you take it. Because I believe in you, and I'd be very happy if you would do an old man in honor of helping me get started.
Dad, I don't know what to say. Yes. Yeah, I agree to it, to everything.
Well, there is just one more stipulation that I just now thought of.
Oh, absolutely. What is it?
Well, the Olympics are going to be over soon, and Cody and I don't want to go back to the same old boring TV. So if I give you this money, You sign us up for cable TV.
Dad, why do you want to waste money on cable television?
I want the MTV.
MTV? What for?
Ah, here's the shiznit.
Just like that, everything changed in the blink of an eye for the Shields family. We went from the verge of financial catastrophe to starting a family business overnight. All because of Grandpa. I wasn't expecting Grandpa to be our miracle, but like he told me once before, miracles come from unexpected places. The very next day, Dad called into work, and he said he had a family emergency and he needed a couple weeks off. I asked him years later why he just didn't quit. He told me he was hedging his bet. Plus, he had some time coming to him, so he decided to take it. Mom and Dad went off the very next day to get things started. Grandpa and I, we played checkers, waiting eagerly to see if Carl Lewis would win his 4th gold medal in the relay race. Elizabeth was chilling upstairs in her bedroom, waiting for Mom and Dad to get back in hopes of getting her car back that day, which didn't happen, at least not that day. But for Elizabeth, she got even a better surprise.
Man, I have not won a single game this entire summer. Why do I keep putting myself through this?
Well, you're getting better. Each time it's harder to beat you.
Ooh, I think it's time for the relay race with Carl Lewis going for his 4th gold. You want to watch that?
All right, yes. Damn Skippy.
You know, if he wins this medal, this will be his 4th one. He'll match Jesse Owens' record.
I know, that'd be quite an accomplishment.
You're at the starting
All right,
line. We
here we
turned on
go.
just in time.
Well, run. What are you waiting for?
Let's make the gap look great between him and Danny Thompson. But,
Go!
Go! Safely there in the British team. The Americans now make the move. But the Canadian going well, Tony Sharp, Ben Thompson and Tony Sharp pulling the best out of the Americans. Maybe McFarlane safely got the back from Oliver Reed. But inside in, France have closed up. And they've got to go somewhere. They're going to be a match medals for America to hold the drive. And the big man.
Go, 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 go!
The world has ever seen.
What are you two nerding out about?
Didn't you see? Carl Lewis just won his 4th gold medal. He matched Jesse Owens.
I see. You should alert the presses. You get it, Grody. You're making a Sam Hammett.
I'm coming. Hey, kid. Is your sister here?
You're here for your stupid jacket. Then fine. You can have it back.
No! I'm not here for that. Look, can we talk privately?
Oh, we are not going back to my bedroom.
Okay, fine. Let's talk here then. I wanted to see if you would take me back.
What? Really? Why?
Why?
Yeah, why? I mean, let's recap. We're going great. Everything is tight between us. We're like Sam and Jake and 16 candles. I'm convinced we're a duo for life. And then, I tell you I'm carrying a future Rugrat, and you bolt on me like to go and bolted on Stacy in Fast Times in Bridge Gone Pie. So yeah, Justin, I want to know why. Why should I take you back?
Look, I don't really have an and bolted. I guess you just caught me all off guard and unawares, you know? I thought you was gonna go psych, like you was just messing with me or something. But I was a total noob for bugging like that. I know that now. And ever since then, I've been tripping without you. A total space cadet. My life is warped without you, Elizabeth. And I keep thinking, I was a total tits when we were together. We were mega excellent. And I realize now, I don't want to be scamming other chicks. Hanging with my posse doesn't make me happy. What makes me happy is you. I need my homegirl. I need my Elizabeth Best. You make me feel all shitty inside, man. And the idea of my life without you in it, I can't go for that.
No?
No can do.
But what about the baby?
That baby is one half me and one half you. And one half of our love together. Which means this baby is going to be the most triumphant and fantabulous baby this world has ever seen.
Really?
And it would be freaking trunticular if I could spend the rest of my life raising this baby with you.
Really?
We're going to be the most spontaneous parents ever. This is going to be one lucky kid. Whoa, me close.
Oh, see it now.
Whoa, my heart. Stay with me. Let love in start. Let love in start.
Oh my God. I've had so much to tell you. So much just happened as of just yesterday. You wouldn't believe my grandpa did. Can we go on a ride so I can tell you everything?
Oh, I can go for that. Oh, can do.
Okay, come on. Hey, Brody, you can have a ham sandwich I was making if you want it. And if Mom and Dad ask where I am, I'm on a ride with Justin, and I'll be back in a bit.
I didn't understand a word they said, but it seemed rather sweet.
It was sweet, I guess. In a Barbarama kind of way. Ooh, maybe they'll show the medal presentation. Do you want to watch that?
Yes, I do. Damn skipping.
employees for Shields Home Security.
Outside of the family, anyway.
Well, yeah, I wasn't counting you, me, and Elizabeth, but we've got 10 guys and 2 gals coming out to interview for those 3 technician positions we have open.
I know. I had my fingers crossed in the beginning that we'd be able to sell it, if I'm being honest, but it's selling like hotcakes so far.
We've had people calling us, it's practically selling itself.
I think it really is that the time was right. People want to protect their homes, and it is affordable for people. Plus, your marketing skills really made the difference. That whole protected by the shields against the big shield in the background, so official and police-like.
Yeah, that's sure panned out. Come on, Elizabeth, we gotta get going.
Hi. So when are we going to get my new car?
That won't be until after lunch when we go to pick up the new vehicles for the business. And we'll all have to go over on the first trip, so we can each drive one back, and then Elizabeth and I will go back again to pick up the last name of her car.
This really is exciting.
I'm just stoked I'm going to be cruising in my own wheels again. So am I helping you out this morning, Mamacita?
Yes, there's some filing I need you to do while I work on the contracts. Will you go ahead of us and we'll be right behind you. That way I can talk to you about what we need to do.
Isn't cable awesome?
That definitely is the shiznits.
I mean, like, just this remote control alone is the bomb. Then we're getting up and down and turning it on and off, or even to change the channel. I think Dad's kind of digging the ESPN sports thing. Thanks for doing all of this for us, Grandpa.
Come on over, let's finish the game. Well, you know, I did it for myself too. I was getting kind of bored with the regular old TV. You're the one that convinced me we ought to have cable, and now that we have it, we should have gotten it a few months ago.
I'm not just talking about cable TV, I'm talking about everything. Everything you did pretty much saved us, Grandpa.
Well, don't get too sentimental about it. I saved myself too, you know.
What do you mean? Save yourself how?
Well, if your parents had gone under and had to sell this house, I would have been out of a place to live just like the rest of you.
Yeah, but Dad said that happened. You moved to an assisted living facility. You know, get to talk to people your own age. Figured you would like that.
No. I don't want to go to an assisted living place. You ever been to one of those places? They're horrible. Just a bunch of old drooling idiots roaming around, mumbling to themselves and stealing your stuff. They're not fun. It's like an elephant's graveyard. People go there to lose their minds and to die.
But I thought that's what you wanted. What you said you wanted. You were overdue, just waiting to die.
That was before.
Before what? What's different now?
Well, now I have you. What the fudge just happened?
I won. I think I just won.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Keep digging, Watson. Come on, Grandpa, quit goofing around. Let's play some checkers. Grandpa? Grandpa? Grandpa! Wake up, Grandpa! Grandpa, wake up! Hello? My name's Cody Shields, and something's wrong with my grandpa. He isn't moving. Yes, we're at 923 Waters Drive. Please hurry. Please, Grandpa. Don't leave me. Please.
How can you just walk away from me when all I can do is watch you leave? 'Cause you shed the love around your face, and even shed the tears. You're the only one who really knew me at all.
My grandpa died of a heart attack that day. Sitting in his normal spot next to our checkerboard. He died just 5 days before my summer grounding was to end. He'd gotten me through the whole thing. Well, I took it hard and cried my eyes out that first night. Part of me was happy for him. He wasn't overdue anymore. I imagine him sitting in a comfortable chair, up in the clouds next to Grandma, playing checkers with his army buddies, and reminiscing about the times they experienced together. It made me happy to picture him that way, smiling and happy, in a place where he belonged. For the rest of us, that day was the day of his funeral. Mom and Dad made the arrangements. I didn't have a suit to wear, so Mom took me to Montgomery Ward to get a suit. Black shoes for the funeral. But as we were all leaving and getting ready for the church, something peculiar happened.
Hey, Dad. Do you care if I ride to the service with Justin? We can't all fit into one car.
No, that's fine. Just make sure you sit with us at the church and
We will. Come on, Justin. Let's go ahead and go.
we need to get going too. I'm going to go start the car.
We'll be right there, Will. I just have to get my black hat out of the closet. Come on, Cody, we're going. Take my hats in the hat box. What is that? A Moby Dick? Treasure Island? Flies? What are these?
Those are my books. Those are my missing library books.
Did you put them in the closet?
No, I never go in there. I don't even think I can reach that high.
Oh, I must have put them in. Oh, so you didn't lose them. So. Oh my. we have to get going. We can't worry about those now. Let's go, Cody. Hurry.
So it turned out my missing library books, the reason I was grounded for the entire summer vacation was because my mom misplaced them during her spring cleaning. She was majorly apologetic and did so many things to make it up to me over the next year. But to be honest, I wasn't all that mad or upset. Like Grandpa says, things have a way of working themselves out. And to be honest, over that summer, it was one of the best summers of my entire life. I learned so much. I got to know Grandpa in a way that I would have never known him or even gotten to know him otherwise. He and I became best friends over that summer, and we learned some things from each other. Although, I learned a lot more from him than he did me. And he changed the entire lives of our entire family. Mom and Dad's business became super successful, and it's still one of the largest home security businesses in the area today. They eventually retired and moved to St. Augustine, enjoying their weather, their lives, and each other. Elizabeth and Justin got married, and they had a little girl, and they named her Cindy, C-Y-N-D-I, and later they had a boy named Duran Durrell. They briefly went through a rough patch and split up, but once they realized how much they loved each other, they got back together. Elizabeth took over for Mom in the office end of the business, and Justin became the head of the sales department. And eventually, they did start talking like normal human beings. Although he still calls her Elizabeth Best. It's corny, I know, but it makes her smile. As for me, things changed that summer. I stopped focusing on having fun with my friends and more on my schoolwork. 3 days after my grandpa's funeral, I started 9th grade. And from the minute I started high school, I was a better student. I studied more and I thought about what I had to do. For previously, I was an average student in elementary and middle schools. But once I got to high school, for the next 4 years, I never missed making the honor roll. I guess you could say I finally had a plan. I got a college scholarship and graduated in 4 years with a business degree. And I came back home to work for my dad. And now today, I'm the president of Shields Home Security. And doing quite well, if I do say so myself. I should add that while in college, I met a girl named Wendy. We fell in love and eventually got married. And today, we have an 18-year-old daughter named Rebecca. And we have a son named William Cody Shields IV. He goes by the name of Bill. Billy, actually. And my boy Billy turns 14 next week. And I've been thinking, it's about time I sat down with that boy and played checkers.